Yes, good evening, guys. So, myself Chani Chamnani, and today we will be covering an interesting topic in mathematics. So, let's start. Before that, you you have a knowledge about odd numbers, even numbers, natural numbers, yes, whole numbers. So, I'm giving an example. Suppose I ordered one cake, one whole cake. Okay, suppose. So, it was cut into various pieces. Okay, so out of those pieces I have only two. Yes, so how much I ate? Okay, so out of 8 pieces I have only 2. So 2 is that number of slices which I had or which I have chosen. Okay, and 8 is the total number of slices of cake. Okay, so it is written as 2 is 2 as numerator and 8 as denominator. Yes, let's see quick to the next example. Suppose I have a piece of chocolate. Suppose I have a piece of chocolate. So out of and that chocolate is in rectangle form, and I divide this chocolate into 4 parts. Okay, 4 equal parts. So out of 4 parts I have the only 3 parts. Okay, see, shaded region, the 3 parts I have. Okay, so out of 4 parts I have the only 3. So I have written it like this: 3 as numerator and 4 as denominator. So in mathematics, how can we write this form of numbers as, what we call this form of number as? Okay, so fractions, we call that as fractions. So today we will going to learn about fraction and types of fractions. Okay, so fraction expressed as a part of a whole. Yes, so out of 4 chocolates I have only 3 parts, so 3 is expressed as part and whole means 4 parts. Yes, and here another example is given of pizza. Yes, out of 6 pieces I have the only 1 part. Yes, so how can we write this as 1 upon 6? Yes, so let's have a quick definition. Fraction is a part of a whole. Yes, whether it is a piece of pizza or a piece of whole pie is nothing but fraction. We call that as a fraction. Yes, or you can say a part of a whole set is also a fraction. Like in a dozen of cupcakes, I had the only 1 or 2 cupcakes. Okay, so fraction is often expressed as, how can we express this fraction as? Is top part and bottom part, and fraction bar is the line which divides the top part and bottom part. So here is the writing. So how does we write fraction as? 1 upon 4. Fraction bar is the line which divides or which separates the numerator from denominator, and numerator is the number of parts which I have chosen or taken, and denominator is that number which is nothing but total number of parts. Okay, so how do we read fraction? 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, likewise we read the fraction. Okay, so quickly we will see types of fractions. Okay, there are various types of fractions. We will see one by one quickly. Okay, so first one is proper fraction. So a fraction having a numerator that is less than the denominator. Okay, so that we call as proper fraction. where numerator is always less than denominator. Let's move on to next, improper fraction. A fraction with a numerator is greater than or equal to, sometimes it is equal to denominator. Okay, so here example is given 3 upon 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5 is nothing but we call it as improper fraction, or 6 upon 5 where numerator is greater than denominator, and we call that fraction as improper fraction. Okay, next move on to next, mixed fraction, or you can call that as mixed numbers. A combination of whole number and a fraction is nothing but mixed fraction. Okay, let's see, if suppose I have 10 chocolates, out of 10 chocolates I have the only 9. Okay, or suppose I have the 100 parts of 100 cakes, out of 100 I had the only 9. So how can we write as 9 upon 10, 9 upon 100 and so on. So if the denominator is multiples of 10, so we call that fraction as decimal fraction or proper fraction. When numerator is smaller than denominator, we call that as proper fraction. Okay, here are some examples of proper fraction are given: 1 by 4, 2 by 3, 1 by 2, 9 by 10, 9 by 100, 9 by 10,000. Okay, so these are all proper fraction. Okay, next move on to another one, improper fraction. So I had the only 5 chocolates and I want to divide it into the 4 among you. Yes, so how can we write as 5 upon 4 where numerator is greater than denominator, and that we call it as improper fraction. Okay, let's have a quick differentiate, or let's differentiate between proper and improper fraction. Yes, whenever we perform a normal division on a proper fraction, the answer will always be less than 1. Example is given 1 upon 4. If we divide 1 by 4, we will get an answer as 0.25. Okay. Next, let's see about improper fraction. Whenever we perform a normal division on improper fraction, the answer will always be more than 1. Let's have quick example, 5 by 4, 6 by 4. So you will get the answer here more than 1. So here 5 divided by 4 we will get as answer 1.25, which is more than 1, and we call that as improper fraction. Okay. Next move on to next one, mixed fraction. So it is nothing but a combination of whole and a fraction. Suppose I have 5 chocolates and I want to distribute among 4 of you. So each of you get one chocolate. Okay, but one chocolate remains with me. Okay, so and that one chocolate also I want to divide among 4 of you also. So how can I divide it? So I divide that one chocolate into 4 parts. Okay, so how much part each of you will get? 1 and 1 upon 4 parts. Yes, and that we call it as mixed fraction. Yes. Okay, so next move on to another types of fraction, unit and whole fraction. In unit fraction, numerator is always equal to 1. 1 upon 2, 1 upon 4. Examples are given like this: 1 upon 9, 1 by 10, 1 by 11. Yes, so that are nothing but unit fraction. Next we will see whole fraction, where denominator of fraction will be equal to 1. 5 by 1, 8 by 1, 3 by 1. Okay, and we call that as whole fraction. Next, let's move to the next, like and unlike fraction. In like fraction, the denominator of fraction are same. Examples are given 1 by 5, 8 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, 9 by 5 and so on. And these are, we call it as like fraction. Next we will have unlike fraction, and in unlike fraction the denominator will always be different. Okay, 5 by 4, 5 by 9, 5 by 10, and we call that as unlike fractions. Okay, you can relate from the examples. Okay, you will definitely see the difference. Okay, so I am asking you some questions and you have to state it whether it is true or false. If denominator greater than numerator, then it is called as improper fraction. Next, 2 upon 8, 4 and 3 by 9, 18 by 24, so on are examples of mixed fraction. Next, like fraction are those having same denominator. Okay, so you have to state it whether it is true or false, or comment it below. Okay, so let's have a quick revision of this. So first we have seen what is fraction. It is nothing but a part of whole. Next we have seen the types of fractions. Okay, and there are various types of fractions: proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, like, unlike fractions, unit and whole fraction. Okay, thank you so much.